in the ring currently, a legend of James Mason.
Yeah, no, totally.
Started wrestling in 1993. That was before I was born.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel old too.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. But this is a combination I never thought I would see. But good lord, is this going to be a matchup? Former WXW champion.
Oh, he's a former WXW champion.
Yeah, he lost the belt.
Oh no!
But that doesn't matter. He has a hell of a reign.
Winner of the 16-karat gold as well.
Absolutely.
That is a theme tune, that is.
It's an absolute banger.
This is going to be good.
Honestly, this is I'm so excited. Oh, there's so
Can I just give credit to Nina Samuels? Sorry to interrupt, but she's jumping off of that ring, which is quite a high ring.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not here, so you can't see, but that is a higher than normal ring. She's jumping down, and she's in heels.
That is, I mean, Nina Samuels is incredible, and that is just one of her talents, jumping down in heels.
So here we go, James Mason. Irie. James Mason, true story. Generally one of my most favourite wrestlers to book and have on a show. Him versus Doug Williams was actually a match that I booked. Purely for me, I'll be honest with you. It was just like I never got to see that match live. Doug was retiring, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to book this match on this show because I can.
That's amazing.
And I never, I don't know how to say this in the midst of a show, but I never gave any, time limits, shall we say, or anything along those lines. Just let it. Watched it as a fan myself. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
James Mason is a pro. It doesn't take much to see why this guy is a trainer at their performance center. Who wouldn't want to learn from him?
Absolutely. I have been very, very lucky to be in these positions where I can just watch James Mason work as a wrestler, and it's just...
And that's the key word there, wrestler.
Yeah.
We've seen so many different things. We've seen tinfoil hats tonight. We've seen fur fluffy coats. And right now, what we've got in, and as great athletes as they are right now, we've got some one of the best that Britain's produced in James Mason. And going up against, as you said, a former WXW champion, winner of the WXW 24-karat.
Cover.
Nice rolling cradle there. That's something that Irie's got to look out for. Because, of course, it's like if you know a wrestling hold, I guarantee you James Mason knows the counter to it. And we're seeing it right now. You've seen how he starts kicking out. It's keeping his shoulders. Look, he can't count 3 in a row because his shoulders are off and he scoots out from underneath.
Absolutely.
And it's just body mechanics and physics, as well as a mentality of professional wrestling. It's simplicity, and sometimes people overcomplicate what professional wrestling is, and they miss out on some of the the more obvious details. How many times now? I mean, we might see it tonight. We see a rumble. And sometimes people are so obsessed with I'm going to do this move to this person. I can't wait to get a hold of this person. It's just like, have you thought about throwing them out, sir? And this is the thing that we see with these two. It's like we've got great wrestlers here who do know the game.
And I think it just goes to show, as you've mentioned on this show, we have seen many spectacular things, tinfoil hats, blue canes, other such wonderful things, and it just shows about the diversity and the variety of wrestling that you can get. And
we've got as much variety on a wrestling show as Lost Souls had on their pizza menu.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that said, on top of the video, please, if you are, as this cover for one, please do donate if you can do so. We understand that times are hard with that 2 count, shoulder up there, but...
Yeah, that shoulder is up. Like, Oscar's getting a bit carried away there.
Oh, but massive
Lauren wouldn't have counted. We've already seen that tonight. Just the shoulders up, Lauren.
Oscar will have...
Oscar needs to take some lessons from Lauren.
Both are very professional, and I love them both. Oh, and I love that knee strike there.
Yeah, nice. And the thing is now you see how we've gone to, that's the first strike,
Yes.
I think that we've seen so far. A nice cravat there, working at Irie, trying some strikes now, firing back to try to get...
Just aiming for that rib, those ribs there, just trying to kind of knock.
You say James started in, was it really 93?
1993.
So he'd have been, what, 13, 14 years old?
Roughly, yeah.
He was been a young one.
And it just goes to show the wealth of experience he has to kind of stuff in that age as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been easy for him. I think that's the other thing. It's like, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to anyone that's in the wrestling business right now, but it's so much easier breaking in now than what it would have been. Like, James would have needed to really fought and proved himself.
Jumping out there.
That was nice. You see, Irie put himself in a position. Nice.
And there we go, bringing James Mason down there. Trapping that arm. We're trying to trap that arm.
And you hear this, just the screams of pain that's from working and manipulating body parts here, because you can do all your flash moves and it's great and they can be very effective. But you know what? So can you bend in a wrist in the opposite direction of which it's meant to go.
Absolutely, as cover, kick out too.
And you see how James was quick there. It's like he's had his wrist bent and manipulated, and he saw an opportunity, quickly get those, try to go for that pinfall.
Absolutely, and I think that's one thing, quite an important thing to notify about James Mason as well. The agility is spectacular, because honestly, if I was, with any athlete, if you're doing a sport for so long, there might be questions about mobility and flexibility. James still has that in spades.
Yep, there's a strike from Irie there, and then another one, a headbutt
using
to
the head,
to the back of the head as well.
Oh, that's Irie. Like a phenomenal strike. Yeah,
beautiful. You notice how he used his own body positioning because he was in the cravat to twist to his side, kept a hold of that wrist, came up with a wrist lock there, allowing Irie to get back up.
Oh, takedown.
Irie saw the leg and took it.
James not quite being able to cover. If he did want to reach for the ropes, he is a little bit more out.
Well, that's smart. So what you're seeing there is like the left leg is actually hooked around the ankles of Irie, and now Irie also controlling the other leg.
Oh, incredible.
And of course, it's, James Mason can't really reach down. He's found a... Look at him go. See, he's found a body part there. And look at him bend on those fingers.
Joint manipulation at its finest.
Well, here's the thing, where the body, you grab a hold of part of the body and the rest of it will follow,
Yeah.
Nice.
Incredible.
And some people will be like, based on everything else I've seen, what are we seeing, here? And it's like you're seeing styles for a start. But you're also seeing, the word wrestling being used because both people want to show that they're the better wrestler.
Yes.
So there's also that personal element to it, and personal challenge, and personal, proving ground, if you will.
And particularly because this is a first-time matchup between these two, so do you think there's a certain element of pride in terms of card?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what happened is...
Yes!
Yeah, James,
competitive.
James breaks that shape there with his foot. I messaged James literally, it was yesterday, and Irie was a late addition to the card. Patrick, who has done so much in making this event happen, and deserves all the credit and praise along with Ian for this show happening. Patrick said to me, would James be up for wrestling Irie? I messaged him. He was like, yes, absolutely. I'd love to wrestle him. He's very good. And that was a great move there. We saw him use that top rope to get extra momentum on that splash. And I think that alone, the fact that James Mason replied that to me, he's a great wrestler. I'd love to wrestle him. That shows you already the kind of mentality that you're going in here. They're wrestling for free because this is a fundraiser. Irie, one of the most well-traveled wrestlers right now, one of the best-traveled wrestlers around the world right now. The US, Germany, UK, Japan. He's traveling. He's one of the busiest wrestlers going. And he's still like, yeah, I'll wrestle for this cause, and against someone like James Mason. There's a lot going on. Beautiful crucifix, and look at that type of escape again. Just making sure that the shoulders are up.
And speaking as a commentator for these kinds of matches as well, I know it might be the sin of a commentator here, but I don't particularly want to talk too much over this match, because just to look at the visuals and the techniques of these two wrestlers, it's incredible.
Beautiful front flip and senton. Hooks that you noticed there. Irie went to kick out, and Mason saw the leg and just hooked it there. Open hand.
Open
Nice
hand,
legal.
perfectly legal. Oscar will be on that as well.
Beautiful uppercut.
Misses for clothesline. Clubbing blow to the back there.
Back of the neck, and there's the
Hip attack. And another set! Just a flipping cannibal senton into the ropes.
He'll feel that later.
I was going to say those
He's
ropes
feeling
are
it now.
big lariat!
That could be it.
1,
Genuinely.
2,
and 3 it is. Great match.
That was a great match.
Yeah. And it was, the important part there was how he combined the moves. Like he combined the moves. He was already draped over the second rope, throat first. He hits the hip attack. More weight, nowhere to go. The throat gets caught between that middle rope and the hips of Irie. He follows it up with a somersault senton. That's impact on top of that again, and then follows it up with a lariat again across the throat. Just knocked the wind.
It was a barrage. It was a barrage, an absolute barrage of attack there by Irie.
Yeah.
A great show of respect from both.
And it showed as well as they wrestled one another. They were quite even.
Yeah.
I do think that James Mason got the better of the two when it wrestling. And when it came to those impactful moves, Irie was able to string them together enough to hold Mason's shoulders down for the 3 count.
Yeah. And to be honest, as a neutral party, it was an amazing match to be just to watch and see.
Good match to watch. Big close.
Huge close.
That's all.